You clicked on this video because you wanted to see somebody rank every quarterback in the NFL, didn't you? Well, good news for you because I'm here to do exactly that. Now, why should you trust me? I don't know. You just decided to. So, we are here on the tier ranker list with every NFL team. We are going to rank their starting quarterback based on these 5 categories. We have MVP caliber, ballers, startable, mid, and the very best ass. So, we're going to start off with Spencer Rattler on the New Orleans Saints. And so far, despite what we all thought heading into the season, he's been startable. Like, he hasn't been terrible as we all thought he would be going into this season. Everyone was expecting the Saints to be a very uncompetitive team, and that just hasn't been the case. And Rattler has been a big part of that. So, he's been instartable. Tua, on the other hand, we are going mid. Not because of, like him throwing a hospital ball to Tyreek or anything. That was just an unfortunate accident. But because Tua has been genuinely just absolutely mid for a couple of years now. Uh, it feels like he doesn't know how to make much of a play. And it doesn't really feel like, you know, back a couple of years ago, Emmanuel Acho called Justin Herbert the social media quarterback, and when them two faced off in their next matchup, Justin Herbert proved that if anybody was a social media quarterback, it was probably Tua. So, yeah. Now we've got the Ravens. Now we can do Lamar Jackson or we can do Cooper Rush. If we're doing Cooper Rush, he's mid. He's just mid. I mean, he wasn't great today against the Texans. And yes, I know this is coming out the next day, but he wasn't great today against the Texans. He wasn't that spectacular in his season debut against the Chiefs last week, so we can just put him in mid. Now the Bengals. Jake Browning is who we're going to rank because Joe Burrow is actually out for a long time. And Jake Browning, so far, he has been ass! There is no question about it. Jake Browning, being the starter for the Bengals, has objectively just completely hurt their season. He has been complete and utter dog shit. He was dog shit against the Vikings. He was dog shit today against fucking, I don't even remember who they played. I don't even remember. That's how uneventful that game was to watch. I think it was the Lions. It was the Lions, now that I think about it. But regardless, he's been terrible in every game he's played so far this season. So Jake Browning is ass. Bo Nix. He's taken a step back from last year. That being said, he's still startable. Like, he hasn't fallen all the way down to mid yet. But he just hasn't been as good as last year. If we're talking last year, he'd be up in ballers because he was a baller last year. But he's startable. I mean, that's just the best way to put it. And yes, I know they beat the Eagles today, but at the same time, the Eagles' offense in the second half, it was non-existent. You couldn't find it even if you looked for it. Jackson Dart for the Giants. He has been an absolute revival for this team's fan base, even though they just lost to the Saints. And he did play quite a big role in it. He's still going to go in startable. I mean, we've only seen 2 games of him. So, I mean, I feel like it's only fair to put him right in the middle. And even then, in the first game he played last week against the Chargers, he was pretty good. He didn't have a lot of passing yards, but he led them to a victory. So, startable. Next up, Carson Wentz is who we'll rank because I believe he's played more than J.J. McCarthy. And so far, again, he's been startable. He hasn't been absolutely spectacular. He hasn't been absolute dog shit, other than a few drives where he's made you think, like, what the hell are you doing? But other than that, he's been just startable. Matthew Stafford. This is the first guy that he's not even going in ballers. He's going all the way up in MVP caliber. Matthew Stafford has been having is currently on pace to potentially his best. I just said potentially like 15 times. He is potentially on pace to potentially have his potentially best career season of all time. Potentially. But yeah, Stafford has been absolutely MVP caliber so far this year. And I mean, if you say otherwise, you're just lying to yourself. Same with the guy that we're about to put on here next, Baker Mayfield. He has also been MVP caliber. I mean, he's been possibly playing better than Stafford. And we put Stafford in MVP caliber, we've got to put him up there too. Even without Chris Godwin for the first 3 weeks, I think it was, and now he's been without Mike Evans for 2. Baker he's got that dog in him. I know it's a joke, but it's not a joke. He has that dog in him. Jared Goff. I wouldn't go as far as to say he's been in the MVP caliber this season. I think it's just been the Lions have been super good, but he's still going in the ballers category. Like he's still balling this season. He's not. The only reason I really have him down here is because he's not been having as good of a season as these two, or at least it hasn't felt that way. But he's still Jared fucking Goff. He's still a baller. Caleb Williams. Now, if we're ranking Caleb Williams after like the first 2 weeks of the season, then he probably would have been in the ballers category. But now it's like it's tough between ballers and startable because we've seen some pretty good highs, but we've also seen some pretty mid lows from him. But I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna play it safe and keep him in startable for now. I mean, he can prove me wrong later in the season. He definitely can. But for now, he's gonna be in startable. Now, for the Niners, we've got two possible options here. We can either go with the man who they just paid billions of dollars to this offseason in Brock Purdy, or we can go with Mac Jones. If we're doing Brock Purdy, so far this season, he has been mid. He has absolutely been mid. If we're ranking Mac Jones, however, he, especially after Thursday night, has been a baller. I mean, I don't know where this is coming from Mac. He's been a baller. And it's not like he's had a better supporting cast than Brock Purdy, because he hasn't. He's had a worse supporting cast, actually, because Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings were just hurt in the game against the Rams. They didn't start, or they didn't play in that game. And Mac Jones was out there throwing to Kendrick Bourne and Demarcus Robinson and put up almost a career high in passing yards, I think threw 3 touchdowns and didn't throw a pick. He's been a baller. Jalen Hurts. I mean, you're stupid if you put him anywhere lower than baller. He's not been MVP caliber this season. Like, that's just a fact. He doesn't have the volume of passing numbers to be up in the MVP caliber. Like, he hasn't been throwing for a lot of yards. He hasn't been throwing for a crap ton of touchdowns either. He's just kind of been good, but not amazing, especially not what you'd expect from a Super Bowl winning quarterback from last season. But yeah, he's still going in the ballers section because of his rushing upside, even though in today's game against the Broncos, he only ran 2 times for 3 yards and they lost. Next up, the Raiders. Geno Smith. You know what? We are making a whole other tier for Geno Smith. And he is going into the shadow realm. There we go. That will be the tier that he goes in. Matter of fact, it didn't even want to do it. Banished to the shadow realm. Geno Smith has been the worst starting quarterback so far in the NFL this season. That's not even a question. Through 5 games, he has 10 turnovers and 6 touchdowns. 10 turnovers and 6 touchdowns. Vegas, you paid him all this money to be your new starting quarterback, and we all expected better out of you guys this year. And here you are with possibly the worst starting quarterback in the league this year. Geno Smith banished to the shadow realm. Oh, it placed it here for some reason for the Bengals instead. So you know what? We're going to fix this real quick. We are actually going to give this the correct ranking. Banished to the shadow realm. I don't even care that it was green or that it made it green. Don't know why my computer is screwing up. And Jake Browning still ass. So, Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love. We want to go through the first couple of weeks. He was a baller. Since then, he's been startable, kind of. I'm going to keep him in the ballers section because he actually still has been playing better than Caleb Williams to this point. And even though he's basically like been in the same situation as Caleb Williams, he's still been playing better, where he was better for the first couple of weeks and then has kind of taken a step back a little, but still, baller. Jaden Daniels. What has he really done this year? I'm trying to think now for him because he's been hurt for 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I believe Marcus Mariota went 1-1 for them. I can't remember exactly, but this is purely based off of last season because for some reason I haven't paid much attention to the Commanders. Jaden Daniels is going in baller. Again, I haven't really paid much attention to the Commanders this year, and my phone is being used as my light. So I'm not going to disrupt the lighting just to look it up. Kyler Murray. It's been this way for years, startable. That I don't think that's ever going to change. If this was If this was 2021 Kyler, I want to say 2020, 2021 Kyler, he could have been in the MVP caliber, but he's not. He's been objectively startable since then. Aaron Rodgers. Who in their right ass mind would have ever thought at any point this season that Aaron Rodgers would be the best currently starting quarterback in the AFC North? And as much as I hate to say it, he's low key been been a baller this season. Um, yeah, that's just all I have to say. Like, wow. But I mean, that's what happens when Joe Burrow goes down with turf toe, Lamar Jackson goes down with a hamstring injury, and then the Browns just don't have anybody. Josh Allen, I mean, just purely based off of who he is and you know the Bills being the Bills, MVP caliber. Like, is anybody going to argue that? It's Josh fucking Allen. He's always going to be in the MVP caliber. Michael Penix. Some people might say he's been mid to this point of the season. I can understand that, but to me, he's shown enough highs to where he can be in the startable category. And he has shown some pretty damn good games so far this season. I mean, ignore the 30-0 game against the Panthers. I don't know what the fuck the Falcons were doing in that game. But yeah, startable for Michael Penix. Sam Darnold. We all thought heading into the season that last season was a complete product of Kevin O'Connell being his head coach. Sam Darnold is proving us all wrong. He's a baller. Like, there's no way around it. He's a baller. I don't even know what else to say. There's just nothing else to say. He got away from the Jets and the Panthers, spent a little time on the Niners, and then it seemed like Kevin O'Connell and I don't remember who the coach for Seattle is right now. I believe it's Clint Kubiak, but he's been good this season. Now, Drake May. This is what I'm excited to talk about. Drake May, whether you want to believe it or not, this season, MVP caliber, dude. Objectively, he has been the second best quarterback, the best second year quarterback in the NFL this year. That is not up for debate. He has been putting on a show every single week, and he just beat the Bills, for crying out loud. Like, he just handed the Bills their first loss of the season. Like, he gets it done on the ground. He gets it done through the air. He's basically, this is going to sound ridiculous. Remember when everyone was calling Will Levis great value Josh Allen? Drake May this season literally has been great value Josh Allen, because great value is actually good. Okay? So, yeah. Drake May, MVP caliber. Dylan Gabriel or Joe Flacco. I mean, they're both going mid, because why not? Like, what do you want me to say? They've both been. I mean, granted, if we're doing Flacco, we can put him in ass. So you know what? We're gonna give Jake Browning a friend down here. Joe Flacco, ass. C.J. Stroud, boy oh boy, should he be happy that he just played the Ravens and they absolutely cooked their ass. But so far this season, C.J. Stroud, for the most part, is going in the startable section. He's been very underwhelming for what we all want him to be, and just, like, there's nothing else to it. He's going in the startable section. Patrick Mahomes. This is just a question of how biased do I want to be as a Chiefs fan. Because technically, like, I can realistically say MVP caliber, and I'm not, like, wrong to say that. Like, yes, the Chiefs are only 2-2, but it hasn't been to his fault. Like, he hasn't been playing very turnover heavy like he has the past couple seasons. And he's been, the first 2 weeks, he led the team in rushing by more than double each week. And he just had a 4-touchdown game. Yes, I know it was against the Ravens last week, but still, he has been good this season. And for Patrick Mahomes good is better than like 99% of the league's good. Patrick Mahomes mid is like 50% of the league's good. So Patrick Mahomes, MVP caliber, call me biased all you want, I do not care. Dak Prescott. It's tale of two halves. If you want to look at the highs, it's MVP caliber for Dak. But then you add the lows into it, it has to drop him down to baller. That game against the Bears, absolutely terrible. But still, it's Dak Prescott. He's still a good starting quarterback in the NFL. Borderline top 10, in my opinion. Absolutely deserving of the ballers. And he's been without CeeDee Lamb now since, I believe, week 2. Week 2 or 3, one of the two. Justin Herbert. If you asked me this heading into week 3, I would have said MVP caliber with ease. These past 2 weeks, he's kind of fallen off a bit. So he's going into the ballers. And I mean that. Like, he has not played as well as he did through the first 3 weeks. He played bad against the Giants. He just played bad against the Commanders. Excuse me. So Justin Herbert, he's still going in the ballers. Justin Fields. How do I want to feel about this? Because, I mean, as of right now, with Lamar Jackson being injured, he's the best running quarterback in the NFL. But at the same time, he's been pretty mid as a passer. I'll put him in startable. He's still a starting caliber quarterback. I would take Justin Fields over literally anybody that's ranked beneath him right now. Because remember, we're including Cooper Rush here, not Lamar Jackson. So, I would absolutely take him over Geno, over Jake Browning, over any of the Browns quarterbacks, hands down. And then I would take Justin Fields over Tua. I'd probably take Justin Fields over a couple of the guys in the startable category. I'd take him over Rattler. I'd probably take him over Jackson Dart for right now. Justin Fields is still good. Bryce Young. Remember after his rookie season, we all thought the Panthers messed up big time by taking him instead of CJ Stroud? Yeah, well, the parallels are right there, and I'm putting them right next to each other because I believe over the past 12 games, Bryce Young has had better numbers than CJ Stroud. I believe that's the case. Yeah. Bryce Young is still startable, even though, again, he does have those weeks where he plays he shouldn't even be in the NFL. He also has those weeks where he's like, see, this is why I was taking number 1 overall, and y'all need to give me some time. So, yeah, startable. Cam Ward. If we're going off of his production, he's been ass, but it hasn't been his fault, in my opinion. The Titans are just ass as a team. So, because of that, I'm going to keep Cam Ward startable. He's only played 5 games, and he has had some highlight reel plays. It's just that the Titans are so bad that there's nothing he can do about it. So he's going to stay in the startable. Daniel Jones. Who in their right ass mind saw this coming at the start of the season? I don't care if I'm jumping on the hype train a little too much. Daniel Jones, so far this season, MVP caliber. Call me crazy all you want. MVP caliber. The Colts are 4-1. I know they've played bad competition, but if A.D. Mitchell doesn't 6-7 the ball out the end zone against the Rams and then doesn't hold on a Jonathan Taylor touchdown against the Rams, the Colts win that game by a touchdown. They're undefeated at 5-0, and Danny Dimes is still playing or Indiana Jones. My bad. Don't come after me. If you know the Mega Casuals podcast, do not come after me for accidentally calling him Danny Dimes instead of Indiana Jones. Same for Benchwarmer Brand, by the way. But yeah, Indiana Jones, MVP caliber. And then finally, Trevor Lawrence. How harsh do I want to be with Trevor? Because I'm led to believe Brian Thomas Jr. being as bad as he's been so far this season is thanks to a large part due to Trevor. Mostly for him throwing hospital balls, basically, kind of like how Derek Carr did with Chris Olave. And right now, I'm going to put him in mid. I'm sorry, but Trevor has been mid. There's just no other way to put it. So, we have all 32 quarterbacks. Honestly, I don't even feel good having Geno Smith on this list. I know we've got him in banished to the Shadow Realm. I don't even feel good having him there. He's been that bad. You know what? No, we're taking him off okay, we can't take him off the tier list altogether. But there you go. There's your entire list. 100% accurate. Definitely nothing incorrect about this at all. This is all 100% correct because it came from me. And you know that because you clicked on the video. So, Yeah. See you in the next one. Bye.